Well, hello.
Whoa.
What am I doing? I'm not covering up for any serious reason or whatnot. Hello, my name's Urinating Tree, and I'm unfortunately hosting this show today. Somebody kill me, please. Yes, unfortunately, I do have a certain jersey here for the punishment. His name is Tim Brown. Tim Brown. Yes, Tim Brown of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going back to the early 2000s. Good stuff. It's not obviously about a certain AD character. No whole lot of money. I had something just fall on the ground. Everything is turning into a mess right now. Let's introduce you all to the chat members of the group. In the upper left, you know him as Brandon Perna. I was supposed to think of something else, but I do not have the improv skills. And this guy up here in the center is the guy in the Brady Bunch. He probably cries himself to sleep over Aaron Rodgers losing in the NFC Championship game every single year. Tom Grassi, how you doing?
Hey, baby, how you doing? And I also cry because he's engaged, and it's not to me.
Well, don't worry. There'll be time. There are all those rumors flying around. So maybe it's a cover. So you'll be fine there. Okay. To my left, we have a certain ass bunker that
good save.
I tried to save it. I tried it. I tried like one of those little extreme Andre Vasilevsky saves. But this guy decided to shirk his punishment last week for the good feeling of going to Virginia Beach. He did not have his Aroy jersey out. He has it in the background. He's not even wearing it like a real man.
Right, I'll put it on. I'll put it on. I'll face my punishment.
Virginia
the
Beach.
receding hairline of Richmond, Virginia, 5 points vids. Put on that jersey and take off that sticker.
Take off that tag. You can't return
fine.
it. You can't return it.
I can't even
return it. I see you.
You know what?
This is genuine merchandise.
You can burn it, but you can't return it.
Exactly. And, of course, the MVP of the show. Press 1 in the chat if you're a big fan of this man, Scooter Magruder.
What up, though? Hey, I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm happy to be here.
Okay,
Let's get it
Marshawn.
popping.
Okay, Marshawn. Yes, that's very incredible of you. Welcome, all of you, to this fantastical dumpster fire known as Clickbait Sports, the Fantastic Fivesome, the Pentagon of Pessimism. Welcome to the show. But we're gonna we have some stuff lined up. It's probably all gonna blow up in your face. But Kyle Shanahan is indeed smitten with Justin Fields. Quick question, rapid fire for all of you in the audience right now. Who do you think they picked, Justin Fields or the mystery box of Mac Jones? Brandon, I got to figure out. Brandon, who do you think it is?
I think it is going to be Justin Fields. Based on one photo, which is the thumbnail for this episode, where Justin Fields is standing very close to Kyle Shanahan with a big smile on his face. And if you're that close to Kyle Shanahan, smiling that hard, and you play the quarterback position, I think he's your guy. And I think Kyle Shanahan proved he has a lot of power, because just based on that interaction, Justin Fields' stock back up.
Stonk def go up. And you also have to consider maybe next time they're going to hold hands. Maybe a little tap in the cheek. It's like a middle school romance. You know, like sometimes you got to like feel each other out. It gets kind of awkward in the beginning, and then you slowly start to like each other. You start to, do the slow dance, maybe a little peck. It comes out to that.
6 inches of separation, guys. 6 inches. I want to see daylight between the waists.
Well, back then it's probably about 3, but it's different for that. Tom, who do you think it is? Justin Fields or Mac Jones?
Evan McPherson. He's the top kicker coming out of this year's draft. And I think, the 49ers didn't trade up to get no chump. So I think they get the best kicker coming out of college. But honestly, Justin Fields. Yeah, I think that's going to be the guy.
And you're absolutely incorrect, because the best kicker coming out of this class is Sarah Fuller. Scooter Magruder. Who do you think it is?
Honestly, it could be no one else but Justin Fields, unless they're throwing us the misdirection, and it's going to be none other than University of Florida quarterback Kyle Trask. Stock has been shooting up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Think about it.
They could.
Chad.
Kyle Shanahan's been part of a team that drafted 2 QBs in the same draft before after trading up to get one. So maybe they take Kyle Trask in the 3rd or 4th round. Maybe Scooter
won the Heisman.
Looks like a genius after the draft.
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask. Yeah, this is not November. His stock dropped after the SEC championship game. You have to ignore him. He's still in shock. Let him do his thing. Mr. 5 points. Who do you think it is?
I wish I had something like really edgy and cool or something that would make you think like, oh my gosh, what a brilliant take. I don't have any brilliant take here. I think that they're going to take Justin Fields. I think this narrative that his stock has dropped has been ridiculous. Like, I think his ability hasn't dropped since this process started. I think Mac Jones, if you want a better quarterback, you're going to go with Justin Fields. He's just a better quarterback than Mac Jones. Mac Jones did look good in the national championship game, but no, it's Justin Fields. He's good.
Justin Fields. Yeah, I personally go with Justin Fields, but you know how NFL draft stuff is. Like 11 bajillion mock drafts, endless speculation. There's nothing really going on. Nothing's going to happen for the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks till draft time, I believe. So we got some stuff going on. But first, let's get on to our first segment. It's called A Take I Hate. Brought to you by Brandon Perna and Benchwarmer Brew. Buy some Benchwarmer Brew for his sake. And also use the code word TREE to save 15% off your first purchase with SeatGeek. So that's all I'm going to say right now. The backup blend.
Dude has his own.
I actually had one of those. That's pretty good. It's good coffee. And I'm not much of a coffee drinker. It is pretty good.
I don't want to interrupt. Scooter, what would your coffee be called?
My coffee?
Yeah, if you had a brand of coffee, what would it be called? Cowboys Tears?
Oh,
what?
What happened?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely Scoots and Cream for sure.
Scoots and Cream.
Absolutely.
Scoots and
Are
Cream.
y'all buying that?
I would have gone with
Scoots and Cream. Let me know.
I would have gone with grown man coffee.
Ooh.
Like when you think of that, you think you're a big boy. You got the barrel chest, the full beard.
Start with the Scoots.
GMC.
I think Tree should be Morning Piss. How about that?
No, Morning Piss isn't a bad one. I've also got someone on Armchair Quarterback. Because honestly, if you're gonna drink a coffee, it's gonna be dark, bitter, and taste like you're drinking an entire just carton of piss. It's just like just piss and vinegar, salt, and just bitter. It like you want my personality. That's what you need to happen there.
Anytime you can associate something you're supposed to ingest with piss, probably going to sell a lot. Going to move a lot of product.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, Brandon, get back on topic. What is a take you hate?
Ooh. Thanks for asking. It's almost like we planned it.
I don't know.
Today, I'm cruising Twitter, like you do in the morning, trying to figure out what you're going to talk about. And I follow Dov Kleiman.
I think it's Kleiman.
He posts a ton of NFL videos, and anyway, he had the draft photos of Carson Wentz and Jared Goff and what the Eagles and Rams gave up to trade to get those two quarterbacks. And he just had a simple caption that said, "This didn't work out too well." And then Eagles beat reporter Mike Kay quote tweeted it with, "The Eagles don't get to the Super Bowl without this move," which I agree with. And then later in the day, I saw Carson Wentz trending. I was like, "Why is Carson Wentz trending? Did the Colts trade him again?" It was because of this tweet. So I was like, "Oh, good. I'm glad I made this my take that I hate," because both the Rams and Eagles get to the Super Bowl after drafting these quarterbacks. So I think right away you can't say drafting these two guys were a bad move. And I think just because both Carson Wentz and Jared Goff got paid too much money by the Rams and Eagles a little bit later, you shouldn't write off guys who played pretty dang well for their organizations. And Carson Wentz was having an MVP year before he got hurt, and then Nick Foles miraculously carried them to the Super Bowl. And I think it's too easy, it's too fun to say Wentz sucks because he had a terrible year last season. I'm sure Scooter enjoyed watching Wentz fail all year. It was easier than watching Dak rehab his ankle in the hospital every week.
Bro,
And
no need.
Jared Goff,
No need.
Jared Goff, sure, not super impressive like Wentz, but I mean, he outdueled Mahomes on that Monday night spectacular game and then got to the Super Bowl and lost and led his offense to 3 points. Wasn't great, but I just think it's unfair to those guys. And Dak was the best quarterback taken in that draft, Scooter. But other than those guys, like the guys taken after them, Paxton Lynch to my Broncos. Thank you very much. Christian Hackenberg, Jacoby Brissett, Cody Kessler, Connor Cook, then Dak, then Cardale Jones. So I think those teams, unless one of them was smart enough to take Dak, which you wouldn't have needed to take up top, pretty good moves by the franchises. Pretty good moves.
See, but you're looking at it from like, okay, is it a good or a bad move? But both of those quarterbacks were sent out of town, kind of disgraced. Wouldn't you say that? Like, if your entire tenure is not spent with one team and you're kind of unwanted on the way out. Now, look, I do agree on you with the part. Like, it wasn't a bad move. Like, Carson Wentz and Jared Goff being drafted were not awful moves, but the endings were certainly disastrous. Wouldn't you say that? And yes, maybe it's hard to speak in hypotheticals, but did the Eagles go to the Super Bowl if Nick Foles played all year?
I do
They
not.
go like 7-9.
No, I don't believe that either, but they did go through the playoffs with Nick Foles as their quarterback. So you kind of have these two conflicting sets of data, right? But I don't know. Every time I saw Carson Wentz play, I used to hate him because he would always make plays against the Giants. I'm not going to ever say that he's a bad quarterback, but I will say that it ended badly for both of those guys. So maybe that's the take that Dov Kleiman or whatever was trying to get at, but it was executed very poorly.
All right. Tom, your call. What is a take you hate?
Yeah. So, it's a love-hate relationship, and it's a pun too. So when the Packers drafted Jordan Love last year, if there was any video that I thought would hit 1 million first, it wasn't going to be the 2-minute reaction to me reacting live, but it was. And as soon as that happened, everyone was like, oh, well, the Packers are trying to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's out and whatever. And Rodgers just commented on this and has said, like, he thinks timelines have shifted considering he played an MVP level last year and won the MVP. But I think what fans get really hung up on is the fact that, like, oh, my God, if we drafted player X in the first round last year, like, we win the NFC Championship game, like, we win. And I've heard that from wide receiver. I've heard that from linebacker. I've heard that from defensive tackle. And I think it's kind of like asinine because, one, you don't know, like, what player they could have picked at that spot that would have made a significant difference. Maybe a Patrick Queen, but, Patrick Queen's not supposed to be on Scotty Miller. So that's one. And then two, if Aaron Rodgers balls out again, the Packers aren't going to move on from him, and they still have Jordan Love waiting in the wings. If Jordan Love, like, goes God mode and Rodgers, like, falls off, then guess what? We have a great quarterback sitting behind him. So, like, I don't know why this is a constant media story that comes upon my feed at least once a week, and I'm just so tired of it. But you see, like, Jordan Love, like, throw in practice once, and he missed the hoop, and it's like, well, Packers don't know what they're doing, and it's very frustrating. But like, you look at the Bears, like, what the hell are the Bears doing? They have no quarterback right now. Like, we're in the best spot possible. Like, we have too many quarterbacks on the roster. Like, I don't think it's a problem.
I get your point, though. Scooter.
You know what? We're talking football. I could argue that Kyle Pitts, generational player. We're not going to do that. That's been done.
I think
we're
that's
gonna
pretty much
change things up
upside down.
a little bit. Worst take. What you guys don't know is before this show, we always chop it up a bit. And I'll give you guys a terrible take that was said during this chop up session. Okay?
Okay.
I tweeted earlier that the worst TV show what's the worst TV show ending? And Tom is saying it's not Lost.
It's not Lost.
Okay.
I actually like the finale.
Lost was
have you seen Lost?
okay.
Like, someone vibe with me now. Worst TV show ending. In the comments, what is it?
I liked it.
And why is it Lost?
Me and Tom are on the same page, so you can hate both of us. I like the Lost finale.
It's all about
Lost
character
I
development.
didn't really watch Lost. It was like,
Character development.
Yeah, like I think that they gave closure to a bunch of characters. The last season was not perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
We're now
Cross City
seeing
was garbage.
an even worse take being defended on
no.
the. Okay.
No, there are so many worse finales. Dexter's on there. Game of Thrones is on there.
Probably
Like,
number one.
not even close to being the level of loss. Like you could be disappointed about questions not being answered, but worst, definitely not.
Yeah,
Definitely
Lost tried to at least tie up all the loose ends and get everyone in the same place. Like,
What loose ends were tied up in the Lost ending?
everyone's
Someone
dead.
Everybody's
Someone let
dead.
me know.
everybody's
I
dead.
watched
Jack
the
gets
Lost
off the
ending.
island.
I watched the finale of Lost, and I was lost at the end of that finale. I was like, "What the?"
In your
heck?
emotions, because it was pretty emotional.
What wasn't
It was
Jack the
anger.
last one to realize he was dead? Right?
No spoilers. What did
We've
you
spoiled
just
it like
say,
17
Brandon?
times already. I
Come
watched
on,
that shit
how
so
many
much.
years?
Oh my
How
The
many
only-
years?
The only way that they
Have you
could have
seen The
made the
Sixth
Lost
Sense?
ending better is you find out everybody's dead, and
Bro,
then you
are you
find out.
spoiling it right
You
now?
find
Or
it's an
people
old
who have
show.
not
You find
seen it?
out
Watched
not
it in high
only do you
school.
find out that everybody's dead, but you find out the main character Jack was actually Haley Joe Osment the entire time because he was the only one who could see the dead people, and that's why I should be writing for television, not doing this show.
Well,
I
Brandon,
just
give
think-
it enough time. You will be there. We got to keep on rolling here, boys. I love talking
Look at
Lost.
Tree.
But
Who's
unfortunately,
authoritative?
you gotta keep it rolling because it's getting kind of.
Moderation.
We're talking about the television here. I gotta crack the whip. I'm apparently
Can I-
the host. I gotta do it.
Can I
Five,
comment on Tom's
Mr.
Tom's
5
thing, though?
points.
Tom's
What is it take you hate?
That the Lost finale was garbage.
Wow. Wow. Look,
See, it
we need
kind
to
of works
vote.
out.
Vote right now. If you're with me, type 1. If you're with Tom and 5 points, type 2. And if you're just here so you won't get fined, let's get some threes.
Just
That's
remember,
right, it's not
type
free.
1
I'm there to
diabetes
not
is
get
significantly worse.
let me.
I've got no take in this game. Game of Thrones that season stunk. My brother got me in on it a couple episodes before the finale. It's like, oh, this is really good. And then we actually get to the storming of the city. I forget its name. King's Landing.
You're ruining it
that's
for me. I have not seen Go.
Are you guys spoiling another show? Bro,
That show's been out for almost 2 years.
Yeah, listen, chat, I apologize.
I haven't said anything else. I just said King's Landing.
You know, it's a great show, The Leftovers. Only 3 seasons. Great show, though, on HBO. Check it out.
Leftovers. Yeah, The Critic was pretty good back in the 90s. That was a good one. But let's
Dr.
keep
Cat.
on rolling here. I have a take I hate personally.
Let's hear
Bill
it.
Belichick was nothing without Tom Brady. And I know everyone's talking about, oh, there was a big one coming out. Like, oh, Bill Belichick was carried by Tom Brady. There was that whole narrative coming out, because Belichick's been mediocre because, Cam Newton, unfortunately, doesn't have a shoulder anymore. It's made of just bone. And Tom Brady is lifting a Lombardi, and that's why I'm wearing this. Somebody shoot me, please. But the one thing is, to say that Brady merely carried Belichick to those rings is outright ignorant to what Belichick's done as a
You
coach.
think it's the opposite?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I think it's symbiotic. I think it's actually Brady needed Belichick. Belichick needed Brady. I think they both built off each other. Belichick helped create the system that allowed Brady to generate his confidence to develop as a quarterback in terms of short passes, medium passes. It built the offense towards his strengths. And that allowed Tom Brady to become Tom Brady. I think both had to build off each other. Like Belichick needed his quarterback. Tom Brady was it. You don't overthrow Drew Bledsoe for no reason.
Right. I honestly think
I
that
think
they win a Super Bowl with Drew Bledsoe in 2000. Honestly.
Well, he was the quarterback back then, though. So,
Right.
you have to remember too, he was injured, but the fact that Tom Brady became, oh my God, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread out of nowhere. He is the draft steal. I think.
What did Drew Bledsoe do in the AFC Championship game? I forget what happened.
Yeah, what happened was Cordell Stewart threw 3 picks randomly. It was not good.
I'm
It was
just
horrible.
glad Drew Bledsoe's not the Cowboys quarterback anymore because those were tenuous times, very stressful times.
Yep. And then Tony Romo came in.
If you think about Tom Brady being drafted by the Cleveland Browns, who were the team that took a quarterback before the Patriots,
Yes.
I don't think anybody believes Tom Brady would have the career that
No.
he did if he went to Cleveland when they were at their absolute worst.
Oh yeah, I agree with
Coming
that.
in at 2000, they're trying to restart an entire franchise. maybe he gets on another team at some point and plays well, but you're really right with both of those guys needing each other.
Exactly. I think the two is like Tom Brady just becomes a number name on that list of like the quarterbacks on the jersey. Like that's what Tom Brady does.
Spider-Man and which one is Venom? Since we're talking about a symbiotic relationship.
I would say,
Venom.
Belichick's probably Venom because he has that evil sort of personality to him. Yeah. Maybe there's like a little cheating here and there. That sort of thing.
Like the GIF where he's walking out and the kid goes for a high five and he just keeps on walking.
The Stone Cold Steve Austin music. Oh yeah,
he's focused.
Classic, man. You don't want kids giving you a high five. Like that kid. Screw that kid. You know what? He's a Detroit fan. He doesn't need to be high.
He can't set that precedent.
He knows nothing but disappointment and misery. Belichick's just preparing him for it. Tom knows a lot about Detroit misery. He is a PhD.
I revel in it every single season. It's the fine aroma, just to inhale it is just ecstasy.
I think it's a truly fantastic wine. Let's keep on going here.
One second. Okay. I have to comment on Tom's take that he hates.
Ooh.
Because I think Tom's just been a little bit spoiled with great quarterback play. He went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. In his argument, he said if Jordan Love goes God mode, like that can just happen for any quarterback you draft. Tom. You have
water in Green Bay.
Oh, don't worry. Give it enough time. He will be praising the second coming of Don Mashkowski.
You don't know about Ben DiNucci? What do you know about Ben DiNucci, Tom? You don't know
I know all about him. I saw some games with him. He was great. He was great.
I was, and I recognize that as somebody who came off a Peyton Manning high and have been rock bottom ever since.
Yeah, no, like I'm cool with rocking with the current MVP of the league. In case the rookie doesn't know how to play just yet. Like, no, I'm okay. Yeah, I think I'm all right.
I just hope Dak's rehab's going well. Dak, if you're watching.
Well, you got paid. That's all that matters.
Tom, I hate to be the bearer of reality, but time forgives no one, and Aaron Rodgers' time is coming.
Why do I hope
it comes for all of us?
Which is when Jordan Love steps in and has a Hall of Fame career. Yeah, I agree. I agree. How's Daniel Jones doing, by the way? Has he learned how to hold on to a football yet? Anyone? Are we actually going to trade up and draft a QB this one, or are we just going to let this play out for another year where he's just going to continuously get sacked and drop the ball?
I think it's probably going to be
quarterback. Let's make a prediction. Who will be the better quarterback, Daniel Jones or Jordan Love? Chat, make your Look,
I was gonna do a take on Daniel Jones, but Tom Grossi snuck up and tackled me, so
it just dropped the ball.
Unfortunately, you burned your take on Lost not being the worst episode. I'm sorry, man. I gotta keep the show rolling here.
All right, keep it rolling.
Unfortunately, let's keep it rolling here. We got a new segment. It's called Opt Out. And as I said, with a strong majority of the NFL players, I think a couple of teams have already opted out of optional practices this offseason. What is one thing you could opt out of, optional or not? Scooter, I got to get that right. One thing you would opt out of.
I live in Orlando, Florida. Despite rooting for America's team, I am an American citizen. That's why I root for the Cowboys. I live in Orlando, Florida, though. Something you guys don't know about Orlando, Florida. Yes, we have Disney. Yes, we have Universal. Yes, SeaWorld even. But what you guys don't know is that there is a traffic that comes with all of this that is heinous. In fact, I'd even go as far as to call it atrocious. So if I could opt out of traffic in Orlando, which I would literally put New York, LA, Orlando, I'm opting out of traffic.
You put Orlando over DC traffic.
I put Orlando over DC traffic.
Are you familiar with DC traffic? It is a hellscape.
New York.
DC's terrible.
DC is the worst.
DC
I've
is
ever experienced. I've experienced Orlando traffic. I've stared at
Orlando.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I know. Have you been to Orlando though?
I have. I've stared at the eyesore on I-4 for hours. I just know that, Orlando's bad. I know that when you're 20 minutes away and you have to get to the airport, you better give yourself an hour and a half.
Correct.
I-4 traffic kills the most people in the United States. I'm pretty sure it's like
Out of boredom or
out of
Probably boredom. I mean, I agree with him on the traffic thing. Traffic needs to be abolished. That's the one positive about the lockdowns. No traffic. Absolutely no.
I really thought that you were going to say that's the one like positive of this plague that's going on. You're just like reduce the number of the population.
No. I'm not Thanos.
No
Don't worry, I'm fine there. I'm not going that far. I'm not into canceling myself as the host. 5 points, Vids.
I'm gonna
opt out.
I'm going to be very topical, and this just literally happened before I arrived at the show. I had to go to the dentist, and I know that's a lukewarm take, but I'm opting out of the dentist. Every time the lady does the fluoride, it feels like
You don't floss?
I floss. I always have a great checkup. Don't get me wrong, but that little grind wheel with the flavoring that they put on that tastes like ceramic paste, like
They're sealing that in.
terrible.
They're fortifying the teeth.
I don't know, man. You're just sitting there like this with your mouth open, and it's just all your germs and everything are just emanating into the world. And luckily, I'm actually related through marriage to my dentist, so he's not like he's at least a friend of the family. He's not some stranger that I haven't seen in like a year, but still. I'm opting out of the dentist. I don't ever want to go to the dentist.
I wish I could too, but unfortunately, my mom is a dentist, and I hate every second of it.
Your mom is a dentist?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I had 2 rounds of braces.
But my teeth are white.
Yeah, my teeth are white too. I got these nice little veneers I got in my. I had to expand my upper arch, and unfortunately, I had a huge gap that you could put a Mack truck through.
It's too technical.
Yes, yes. Tom.
yes.
What would you opt out of, if anything?
This stream, apparently.
I had it. I forgot.
I mean, I absolutely agree with that.
I totally forgot what I wrote down because there were so many things. Yeah, editing.
Yes.
That I would opt out of that in a heartbeat. But
time consuming as heck.
It's a whole, and it's because you know when you you all know when you record a video and you're like, oh my god, I love this thing. Like I'm so excited to like put this out to see people's reaction. I just have to edit this for how many godforsaken hours, and it just like slowly kills you. And then people are like, that was great, and I'm like, I didn't even watch it again because like I've seen it for 3 hours straight, like that.
Pretty much, like it, and
it's rough.
It's what happens. You have to like replay it over and over and over and over, get everything right. It's like, oh god.
I'm gonna interject, Tom.
Yeah.
You're complaining about editing your videos.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you have to remember too. He does a lot of pre-work too. He does a
And
lot
he
of
has
live.
a full-time job.
Like I mean, dude, like my
it's-
editing takes like ages.
If I just had the one job, I'd be okay with editing because then I could spend some of my day doing that. But when it's 2 together, that's
a lot.
not a good time.
I'm just saying, it's not like you have fancy fireworks and bells and whistles going
there's
through your
fireworks
videos.
at all. No, but I will say the mock draft though that I just did, that's a pain in the ass. Like that's a pain in the ass to get every single team on there and stuff and cut up all those teams. Nope, it's not fun.
Accurate, and then you got to make sure that it's somewhat believable too, because then you got them coming at. I know, Tom.
I will say this: hiring an editor doesn't make it any easier because you're just like, why would you edit that way? And then you get frustrated, and you're just like, this guy's not me, and then you just end up hating it, and you end up. That's why I have an editor. He's doing great, by the way, but it's taken 6 videos now to just.
Right now.
Yeah.
Is it your kid or is this somebody else?
No. It's a guy that he's a professional editor, but he knows nothing about sports. So like when I did the triggering NCAA video, he put the Michigan State logo for Michigan. I was like,
Yeah, I would do that too if I was talking about a different sport other than football.
yeah. So I was a little upset about that, but he's good.
Mean, maybe he's making commentary about Michigan sports in general and how irrelevant they are. Brandon,
Yes.
what would be the one thing you'd opt out of?
Okay, first of all, I want to say for YouTubers who work from home complaining about traffic, irrelevant. Dental work, have any of you had a palate spreader or headgear? I don't think so. Don't complain about that crap either. Tom, editing, I agree with. So, Adam sort of made it sound like he thinks you're a bad editor, so that was kind of a jerk move by 5 points there. But if I had to get
I'll
rid
pass
of
him next year.
if I had to opt out of one thing, and I've thought about this many a times, like what inconvenience in my life, mild, like brushing my teeth, speaking of dental work, cutting your fingernails. I just hate doing that.
Ooh.
I think, though, I would get rid of wiping my butt.
Do you know the power of the bidet?
Yeah, I don't have
Apparently,
a
it is
bidet.
the most fantastic thing.
Bidets do
Everyone
exist.
praises the bidet like it's a nice, gentle caressing of your behind, and
It
it's
is
just
beautiful.
it just makes it so clean. All you have to do is one little wipe, and apparently everything's fine. I have not experienced the power of the bidet, but apparently it's a cult and it's growing rapidly in size. I
Have
think
you guys-
the federal government should investigate this cult of the bidet.
And let me
It shoots water at my ass.
let me explain why my answer is actually playing chess with your checker game here. Because if I get rid of wiping my butt, then I don't have to wash my hands, which means I've gotten rid of 2 inconveniences with one fell swoop, which I won't be doing anymore to my bottom.
One compilation, though, you would have to wash your hands because of the general germs you take in. That's kind of against the whole COVID thing, washing your hands pretty regularly.
Alright.
Because, there's germs on the toilet, there's germs on the door, there's germs when you're on your cell phone reading while you're taking a glorious dump.
Handle.
Pandemic.
Yes.
Flusher.
Mhm.
Based on my private browsing mode on my phone, I'm pretty sure that's dirtier than my toilet handle.
No, it's called incognito mode. And there is one thing that none of you have mentioned that I would absolutely opt out. If you want to know what it is,
I actually would like to. Tree.
taxes. Opting out of taxes.
Oh,
And then the IRS
That's
arrests me
illegal.
about a couple months later for tax evasion. But you know
and
what?
it is
I
tax
want to
day,
opt out
ladies
of
and
taxes
gentlemen.
because they destroy me. I cry every time I write my quarterlies. It is the worst feeling, even when I was a lowly restaurant worker, because I was making $2.83 an hour. Tips weren't taxed, so every tax day it's like you owe
Tips aren't taxed.
a bajillion dollars to the IRS, and I'm like crying.
Tips aren't taxed.
No, it
No.
depends on the state you're in. I know, like certain times, like certain states have a minimum wage. Tipped minimum wage is a lot less than the average minimum wage. You only have to make that minimum wage. So what happens is, like in Pennsylvania, tipped minimum wage is $2.83 an hour instead of the $7.25. So what happens is the government has to offset those taxes because most time you get a paycheck. It says this is not a check. I was hoping for one where I get like 1 single cent and then I just like frame it. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. I think the
Guys,
lowest I was
this
like 20 cents or something like that.
This is our most riveting episode of Clickbait Sports.
I-
Where
I-
we
yeah,
explain tax laws and how minimum wage works.
Honestly, though.
We can get into the depths of minimum wage if you want. You know what? We'll talk finance. Let's talk some finance. My stocks are dying right now.
All right, can we go to the next segment?
Yes. Let's go to the next section. Okay, 5. Geez, maybe people want to learn about the glories of the free market. Okay, I don't know. Let's go.
Hold
Okay,
on, I want to recall one thing before we go to the next segment. though.
okay. Come on.
Most of us have a significant other, right?
Uh-huh.
And we've seen our significant other in probably, in almost every situation. But how are you with wiping in front of your significant other? Are you shy about that? Are you, because me, I don't ever want her to see me wiping.
why? Are
Have you been harboring?
I don't
this
think that's.
question?
Is
How
this a
long have you
fetish
been
of yours? Like, is this something you research on YouTube? Like,
What did I
or like
read?
you porn or
I'm a
whatever?
dirty boy.
How many times though in your life have you been, I guess maybe I've been married longer than everybody here.
I think
Like
so.
your wife walks in, she has something really important to tell you, and you're just like, all right, but could you leave because I have to finish the
My
job,
question,
right?
do you have outhouses or do you actually have locks on your bathroom?
I'm just saying, in my house, like if we have our own bedroom, right? Like, so my wife, if she needs something, she's not gonna wait for me to finish. She's gonna come in there and be like,
Well,
"Hey,
she'd
can you
usually
do-"
knock on the door and yell at you, not go in while you're taking a glorious
Nah,
dump.
there's definitely situations where that's not possible. Like she's got to get her makeup on and go somewhere, and I've already started the job. And for me, I'm someone that takes and another question is, are you a long pooper or a short pooper? Like for me,
It varies.
I'm in there with an
Sometimes-
entire novel. Like I'm
Yeah,
just like,
that's-
all right, we're gonna get through this.
That's your
whole
only
book.
relaxing time.
Right.
Is when
Like
you're
this
taking a dump.
SAS survival handbook. I'm reading this entire book while I take a poop.
Good.
And if my wife walks in and she has to do her makeup, I'm just like, all right, but you're gonna have to leave before I can clean up here.
How long have you guys been married?
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
17 years.
17 years. Okay. Well, I know what I can look forward to.
Yes.
For that,
Get on
that
my
imagery.
level.
That was some vivid imagery. Tree, if you would like, I don't know if you want to.
So nobody else has context here.
No, I don't.
I have.
really don't.
I mean, I
just
have no problem doing
nobody
that.
does
It's fine.
6 months, and we've never encountered that situation.
You're still in the honeymoon. You're still in the 6 months. Like this is Like you don't even fart in front of each other.
Not yet.
Now, like you'll
Not
just
yet.
Dutch oven it and be proud of it. You know.
Tree, anytime though, you just want to and it's on you.
Oh, don't worry. I am ending it. I'm just trying to get out of it gracefully instead of abruptly.
Okay.
You know, that's the key with the flow. You got to let
That's
it go.
true.
But
should,
speaking of horrible
Can we put this segment away?
safe or not safe. And this is in honor of a really bad call in a Phillies Braves game. And if you're familiar with baseball, Alec Boehm was called safe by the umpire. It was reviewed, and it showed that he didn't really touch the bag, but apparently it was inconclusive because you can't really see like a wee little portion of the bag where apparently he did stuff, but apparently he's safe. And that is the option of this segment. What highlights certain events in the sports world? Are they safe or are they not safe in the eyes of you? First segment, Conor McGregor returning to fight in the octagon. Safe or not safe? 5 points, Fitz.
I don't think that's safe because I think it's not safe because he opted out of fighting whoever already. He didn't want to fight. Gosh, I forget the guy's name. He didn't want to fight that dude, Poirier. So I can't trust Conor McGregor at all. So I'm gonna say he's not safe. He's out of bounds. He's not a sure thing at all.
Does that have? And it has nothing to do with his off the octagon issues.
No, he just said he didn't want to fight Poirier because Poirier is probably going to kick his ass again. So, not safe.
Not
Ooh,
safe.
who said the bad word now, idiot?
I said ass. Burgers syndrome. I have it. I don't care.
Oh, yeah,
about others'
you
feelings.
made it worse. You just made it worse.
Is this the Bible? Come on.
Not safe. All right.
All right, not
You're
safe.
digging yourself a hole. Dig up.
Also,
And I
everybody
lectured
should be
all of you
reminded
about cursing before.
that the super chats are used to determine the loser of the episode, which is why Adam's in a Yankees jersey and Urinating Tree is in the Antonio Brown jersey.
Yes.
And I feel like somebody has orchestrated an attack on me to lose this episode because my super chat's very,
I haven't
very
even
high.
been
Yeah, I mean, it's market manipulation. It's the
my
same
market is
reason
being
why
manipulated.
I got it last week, and then 5 got it the week before, and then Scooter's probably going to get it eventually, and he'll have to wear probably, I don't know, an anti-Jerry Jones like shirt, or dismantle the Cowboys, or
I think we have to get Scooter a Dan Snyder jersey.
yes.
Ooh. I think if you win, that's
I don't
good.
think those were even made. Like, no Washington football fans even like that guy. Like, there's
No, you
there's none
have
of
to
those
acquire
around.
the shoe that was thrown in the SEC championship game.
At George W. Bush.
No, I forget his name.
What was it, Marco Wilson?
Marco Wilson. Yes, you have to get that shoe.
I gotta buy the shoe that he threw.
and highlight it.
I think if Brandon wins, he has to wear Patrick Mahomes' hair for the entire broadcast. The wig,
I want to
headband
know
wig.
what else is not safe or safe. I want to get in on some of this action.
Yeah.
I was waiting for everyone else's answer.
This show is not safe.
This
The show is definitely not safe. All right,
not a safe
Tom,
space at all.
about the situation with Conor McGregor, safe or not safe?
Not safe.
Not safe.
No
Scooter,
context. No explanation.
safe or not safe for Conor
I'm going
McGregor?
to say it's safe to make money, right? He's a big name. He's probably the biggest name still for whatever reason in MMA right now, right? That's who everyone knows. So if you want to make money, you put a big name in. That's really it. That's where we're at. So whatever happens, it's going to make money if he actually goes through with the fight. So I'll say it's safe for advertisers, at least.
What's his relationship with Dana White like right now? Bad or good?
They're good. Like they're always on pretty good terms.
They're good. Then
they're
I
good
will
buddies.
say safe.
Yeah.
You're in with the boss.
They've
They'll
made
find
each other
money.
a lot of money. Both
They'll
of them.
find money.
Mhm.
What about you, Tree? Safe or not?
I don't think it's safe because Conor McGregor isn't what he was. I remember him lying on the ground like this, and it's not good. So you know what? It's what it is.
He did get beat rather.
One of my
Rather-
students, since I'm doing online teaching, they took Conor McGregor getting knocked out and photoshopped Aaron Rodgers' face on it after the NFC Championship game, and that has been their profile picture that I stare at every single day since January.
And we
So-
give this man some extra credit. How
That
does
student
that
will be
work?
failing for
Can I send
summer
him
school
something?
is on the
What's his
way for
Venmo?
them.
What is his Venmo? You just find that out.
Tom's already writing angry letters to colleges that the student might apply for in the
Right,
future.
Absolutely.
He has been misbehaved in class. He is never paying
Insubordination.
attention.
Dear Princeton,
Childish.
this kid sucks.
Maybe it is. Brandon, safe or not safe?
Safe because him and Dana White are on good terms because they can make money. It's all about the money,
All
It's all about Ben.
not about the skill, about the
Would you
money.
guys say that he is the biggest name in MMA still? That like renown? He's still the guy, the name.
In America, yes, but if Khabib were to come back, like the world
Gotta
draw
calm
would
it
be
off.
so
Oh,
much
yeah.
better. Yeah.
Brock
So-
Lesnar.
No, Conor McGregor is the most known fighter, but he's on the decline. You know, like nobody
Oh, yeah.
knows who Poirier is. You know, nobody's paying attention
Can
to
we even spell
Usman.
Khabib's full name?
No,
Granov. Yeah.
I do still. Yeah, it's Connor for now. I
Indeed.
think.
Yeah.
was
Next-
John Jones the guy whose toe broke sideways during? the fight?
Yes. His toe was like this. Here, you
Yeah.
guys want to learn about my wiping habits? You can see my toe.
Oh,
Oh, dude, save that for your
Oh.
OnlyFans, man. Come on.
Good segue.
Yes. Speaking of which, 5 points toes, safe or not safe? I'm calling not safe immediately. Ban this man from the chat.
5 points, toes gone.
Yeah, buddy. Speaking of OnlyFans, joining Bad Baby's OnlyFans, who owned $1 million over 6 hours. Safe or
That's
not
why
safe?
he was trending. That's why
Bad
he was
Baby?
trending.
Bad
I was
Baby?
wondering why.
Bad
he was
Baby's an
trending.
18-year-old girl. It's the Catch Me Outside girl. You remember her?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yes.
Oh,
you
I'm
thought it was a
thinking-
dude?
No, there's a singer. There's like
Oh,
a.
duh, baby.
No, not the baby. Chat,
Baby
who am I
face?
thinking of? It's like it's a Hispanic singer.
Boss
Bad-
baby, baby's day
Boss.
out.
Oh, chat. I know
Baby
you know who I'm
wipes.
talking about. Chat.
Baby
Who the
face.
heck?
Worst ending: boss baby or baby's day out.
Baby
Don
formula.
Davion.
Who was the dude?
Baby got
Bad
back.
Bunny? Bad Bunny.
Hit me,
Bad
baby, one
Bunny.
more time.
Bad Bunny.
Bad
Oh,
Bunny.
Just
That's
coming
who
off
I
a
thought it
WrestleMania
was.
win.
I
A
was
good-
like, why does this man have an OnlyFans? I was just wondering, why are you trending? Why do you have it? Okay, different person.
Yes,
good
and this is the girl who has
Cash
known
Me
for
Outside.
not having
How
talent.
about that girl
Mhm.
has an OnlyFans?
Yes,
Millions.
she
I
just
don't-
turned 18.
Well,
Safe
if she
or not
just
safe?
turned 18
Mhm.
in America,
Mhm.
you are safe to start your OnlyFans. Listen, I'm not gonna police you. You can. It's a free country. Do what you want. It's safe to me. Okay. 18 plus. Do what you want. Safe. Okay. I'm not
Brandon.
gonna partake. But it's safe. That's what you want to
Brandon.
do. That's what you
I
wanna
mean, she gets her $1 million, right? So
Yeah, probably
pretty safe.
OnlyFans gets a cut, probably, but still.
yeah, I'll say safe, and I'll say that a pretty good punishment would be making somebody use their money to contribute to her OnlyFans.
That sounds like a scooter punishment.
Bro,
It's
please
kinda-
never let me win. Never donate to me on this show, please. I don't want to win. Just subscribe.
It's-
You don't have to donate money to me. A subscription. That's all I ask for.
Just wait till you get on YouTube.
Maybe like a post or something. You don't have to donate.
Tom, safe or not safe?
I teach 17 and 18-year-olds, so I feel like there's no way on God's green earth I can say that this is safe. So I'm just going to say not safe, and please never talk to me again.
Don't worry, I won't. Fine.
Never speak
Safe
to
or
me
not
again.
safe?
I'm just gonna assume that the connection is encrypted, so it's safe.
I'm going to say not safe because it's creepy as heck.
Can you
But that's
be
all me.
demonetized twice?
Nathaniel, you crazy man.
In a
Today's
one
episode brought to you by ExpressVPN.
Yes, ExpressVPN. Use the code word TREE to save, I think, half off your first month. 3 months of world-class protection free, courtesy of this fat man right here. I was going to say one word, but I couldn't. Let's go to something a little safer. The Atlanta Falcons potentially trading out of the 4th overall pick for a haul. Brandon, safe or not safe?
Well, this is a good one. I'm pretty torn on what the Falcons are going to do here. I'm going to say not safe and that they stay put and they just take Kyle Pitts.
Ooh.
Or the best offensive lineman in the draft, something to help their team win now with Matt Ryan because they could actually do that. They've got the quarterback. Their defense needs help, but I say they stay at 4 and just take a really, really good football player.
Tom.
Yeah, I mean, in this past mock from last week and also in this one, I think that they just stay and pick Pitts. I think, again, like if they're able to trade to like a QB needy team and just get like a ridiculous haul, that works out for them too. Because like Perna said, like they need a defense. I mean, they already have a bunch of weapons on their offense, but I mean, I think
you're going to add Kyle Pitts to that crew, like Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, and
I think
Pitts.
you know if you get a running back in like the second round, like you're cooking with gas. So I think you pick Pitts unless you are blown away by an offer, and that's the only way I can see you trading out.
Mm-hmm. Suppose you get, I don't know, somebody gets desperate. They throw 3 first-round picks, kind of like what San Fran did. Do you still do that move?
Oh, then I take the 3 first round. I mean, it depends on where they are. You know, like it depends on what team it is. Like if it's, I don't know, like if it's the Steelers, let's just say, like who decide to do it, like they usually are picking later. So then I would say no. But you know, I think if you have a team that's like within the top 15 who's willing to throw 3 first round picks at you, hell yeah.
Here's a question: this goes for everyone here, chat included? Would you trade 3 first round picks for Randy Moss? It's Randy Moss. Would you trade 3 first round picks for Randy Moss?
He's retired.
Remember, he had that locker room
Let us know.
issue when he was out of college too, so that's why he fell.
I'm just saying. Right,
Depends on who the quarterback is.
Would you
interesting
3 draft picks for Randy Moss?
You can't predict, but he's a rookie. You can't predict he's going to have that.
No. We're not talking about Kyle Pitts. We're talking about Randy Moss. Randy
For
Moss.
me, yeah. I mean,
Do it.
Eli Manning turned Plaxico Burress into like a great receiver, so he would have made Randy Moss into a stud. So, Randy is obviously a stud already, but Eli had this thing where he would overthrow receivers and Plax would just go up and get it. So if Randy Moss was there, he would just dominate over. He would moss people. So yeah, I would give up 3. That's a rare time where I agree with Scooter. I would give up 3 first round picks.
But your QB is Brock Osweiler.
My QB is Brock Osweiler. I am not giving up 3 first round picks. I'm cutting Osweiler and drafting 3 quarterbacks.
Why you got to do that to Brock? Why you got to do that to Brock?
What about Brocktober?
Brocktober.
Fine.
Rock you like a
I'm
hurricane.
going to ask you now, safe or
Brock
not safe for the Falcons?
No draft pick is ever safe. I'm just going to put that out there. You don't know what you're getting. Even the most guaranteed, Andrew Luck, okay? He was the most sure thing ever, and he is retired with his spleen probably still bleeding right now. And he's probably playing Dungeons and Dragons with a neck beard down to here. But he's not playing football. No draft pick is ever safe. And I don't understand the value in trading down, though. Like, if you can
get future picks, speculation.
True, but my thing is, if you can get the 4th best player in the draft, get the 4th best player in the draft.
But didn't you just say that there's no one safe? Because like again, like we were talking about Kyle Pitts, but if like Kyle Pitts, like God forbid, he like gets injured like his first season, then like, would you rather have the 3 firsts or that? So
I'm about to tweet this.
If you're gonna go into the casino, right, you're gonna play the game with the highest odds, and drafting at 4 has the highest odds.
I think with the draft, I feel like you get as many opportunities to try and hit on a player because like every single team has like scouting departments, you know, they do all the research and what have you. And I feel like at times it's a crapshoot, right? In which you're just like, I hope this works out. But like if everyone knew where they were going to be drafted, I mean, like Richard Sherman would be drafted in the 1st, Aaron Jones would be drafted in the 1st, Tom Brady would be drafted in the 1st. So I think it's a matter of like if you have I understand what you're saying, Five, but I feel like if you have a ton of picks, it just increases the potential /
Yeah, but-
possibility.
Would you rather have 5 picks between the first 2 rounds or 10 picks after round 5?
Well, then no.
5 early.
Yeah, 5. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like you get 3 first-round picks for your 1 first-round pick. I think that for me, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Falcons,
Maybe.
they're having to bank on a team like my Broncos to be all in on a quarterback to move to 4. And at 4, it's just like a dicey position, and they have to really hope a team loves a QB and that QB is not taken in the first 3. And the Falcons sticking at 4 actually can get this probably the second best player in the entire draft, because if you assume Trevor Lawrence is 1, I'm not sure any of the other quarterbacks are considered the second best overall player. But they could also move back to like 9 and still get a top player at a position they need that might not go before them. So
You guys,
they have
Wide
they're in a
receivers
great
in
position.
this draft.
what do you guys think? Why don't we rank the quarterbacks available right now? Who do you guys think is number 1? So we're going Justin Lawrence consensus.
Well, it has to be T-Law.
I'm sorry.
T-Law.
Yeah, Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
combine
no
both
worries.
of them.
you're good.
So Trevor Lawrence is 1. And who's the second off the board? Let's just go off the
Probably
board, not
Zach
bet.
Wilson. I
Zach
mean,
Wilson.
the Jets are infatuated with him.
Yeah.
So it's Zach Wilson's the second quarterback, and then the third quarterback off the board. Who do we think that's going to be?
That's where the question marks come in.
Do we say
Some are
maybe
saying
we
Justin
draft?
Fields. Some are saying Mac Jones.
I think it's Fields.
I think it's Fields.
I say Fields.
Because like I'm thinking some team's gonna get Trey Lance. That's his
Oh
name.
yeah, Trey Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance. Some team's gonna get Trey Lance, and it might.
Oh.
Matt Ryan is 35. Like we're all saying that Falcons are gonna trade back. Falcons are gonna take Kyle Pitts. Matt Ryan's 35. They might not be in this position where they can get
A lot of players
top
are doing
pick.
better in their late 30s, though. You got to think about that.
Yeah,
It could be a
Sure,
Jordan
what,
Love
like-
situation, though. It could be just like Jordan Love, and where they take a QB, let him wait in the wings. Maybe
I
they're
mean, he
not.
threw 4,500 yards still. I mean, like through toys like 26 TDs. I think it was like 11 picks or something like that. But I mean, the guy can still play, and if he has weapons around him, like that's why I'm saying, like I think they're in a win-win situation. Either some team like overspends, like the Broncos or something, and is like, here's everything, and they're like, cool, and I get to pick within the top 10, or they get Kyle Pitts and their offense is even better, and that's an amazing target for an aging QB.
I think
Yeah,
best
and
case scenario for any Falcons fan out there is they get their haul, trade back, and they still get their quarterback, and now they have all these extra picks to play with.
And the thing with Matt Ryan is he's healthy too. It's not like Roethlisberger, where he's been injured quite a bit in the last couple of years of his career, where you're actually worried, like, he's going to be done very, very soon. Like Matt Ryan, he plays every game, and any injury he has is minor. Drew Brees, you could see the injury starting to come. Like Tom Brady's still healthy as
Is Matt
Sure.
Ryan a top
Box
10
43.
quarterback? Matt Ryan
that?
top 10? Is Matt Ryan a top 10 quarterback?
yeah, right around there.
I'd
I
agree.
agree.
I'd say he's a top 10 quarterback for sure.
Chat, what are we thinking?
I think he's lower on the list, but I think he's top 10.
It was like
He's
9.
9.
I'd say
He's
8 or
the 10th
9.
quarterback of the
Thing
top
is,
10
like,
list.
Hard 9 for Matt.
just watch the Patriots do it.
Oh, wait. I'm showing something that I don't need to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I was trying to scroll down. My bad.
It's all right.
10 to 15, top 11, top 15. Okay.
But then I think you go after that, though. I think you go Mac Jones and then maybe Trey Lance. Like that's how I think they're projecting it. But I mean, Mac Jones for the one season,
Where
right?
does
Like
Kyle Trask go? More importantly, let's get to the
probably
real question
second or
here.
third round. That would be my guess.
maybe someone trades up into the end of the first, maybe like pull a Teddy Bridgewater and like grab him like with a 32nd pick or something. But I would say day 2.
I think
Who's the last second round quarterback or second or later than second round quarterback that's become a star in the
who's
NFL?
next? Dak Prescott.
Probably
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr.
Gardner
Who's gonna be
Minshew and his
this year's
fantastic
Dak
mustache.
Prescott?
I'm saying that's a star. That's a stud. That is
Jimmy
just-
Garoppolo's a star.
Tim
Yeah.
Boyle.
At least he lays with them.
he
Giggle.
probably has Bad Baby's number. No, it's rare. Every round you get past second, if you're a quarterback, it's the odds are longer and worse against you. So now we'll see what happens on draft day.
Well, that's honestly I do want to do a video about it one day, but like that is one of my favorite like what if scenarios. You take all these quarterbacks who like burnt out or fizzled out, like how many of them burnt out because they were on terrible teams, right? Like if they were put in a situation where they like sat behind somebody or were like behind a well-coached team, like RG3. What if like Washington doesn't send them out there to die? You know what I mean? Like those are like really interesting scenarios to me because it goes to show, you know, like if you have an Aaron Rodgers, right? If Aaron Rodgers goes 1 and goes to the 49ers, you know, and Alex Smith sits behind Brett Favre, you know, what do those careers look like? I think that's always fascinating and why I always advocate for sitting because at least they have like the best opportunity to succeed and aren't thrown right into the fire. And you turn to Andrew Luck, who gets the crap beaten out of him behind no offensive line for years, you know?
You're making some great points here, Tom.
Yes.
Great points are being made.
Yeah, Ryan Grigson killed Andrew Luck.
Oh, Ryan Gregson did
Jordan
more than
Love
kill
might
Andrew
suck,
Luck.
though. He still might suck, though. Jordan Love might still suck.
Yeah.
Oh, he might suck. Yeah, he might suck. But like, it's like so Josh Rosen, for example, right? So like, he's the most recent one. And I'm not saying Josh Rosen is good by any stretch of the imagination, but what I'm saying is like, he went to the Cardinals, who we're like, all right, we're done with you. Then he went to the Dolphins for a hot second, then we're done with you. Like, I'm wondering, like, if you sat him for like 2 to 3 years and like sat him behind a good quarterback or a well-coached team, does he turn into a different player? And I think that's just, it's obviously the what if
knowledge
game,
up, get more aware of the game, the atmosphere, the day.
I'm actually doing a whole video on Josh Rosen, his
there you go.
entire saga. So
I
you
think
can enjoy
most
that.
people don't realize when you become an athlete, you just don't play football. It's not just football. There's so many other things, and that's why a lot of players fail because they can play football. You got to go to this meeting in the morning. You got to go to that. You got to lift. Then you got to appear at this public appearance. And I only know this because I spent brief moments during my campaign with Dak. And I saw all the stuff that was asked of him. And I was just like, oh, my gosh.
Did you love
really
Dak
realize.
more? Did you fall in love with him more after spending time with him?
Well, he's just it's a cool guy, like an actual guy, not like anyone who thinks he's better than someone. Who I have met athletes who they just think because they're who they are, that they're just better than you.
I will say this as a Giants fan, I like Dak a lot as a person. I don't want him to succeed on Sundays because he's wearing that blue uniform that makes me puke. But I think he's a good person, and I like his personality, and I like his style.
I like the way he plays the game too. Like I just like watching Dak throw the ball.
All right, stop. We're being nice about Dak Prescott. Stop
Here's the
this.
thing. Whoever the 49ers draft, that's the best quarterback in this draft. They're the best team. They're picking top 3. Like Trevor Lawrence going the Jags. Don't feel good about that. No clue what the Jets are going to do. They've got a ton to prove as an organization. Robert Saleh, first-time head coach. Whoever the 49ers take is the best QB in the draft.
They have the best opportunity for success, I think.
Yeah, right away.
Where do we think Kyle Pitts goes?
I think Atlanta.
Orlando.
At 4, no fun. We don't even get to see maybe. If Kyle Pitts,
you just want me to say the Cowboys because you want him so badly, Scooter. It's not going to happen.
If Kyle Pitts is at 10, do the Cowboys take him?
No way he's at 10. He is easily the
hypothetical. Best. If Kyle Pitts is at 10, do the Cowboys take him?
Absolutely.
You know what? I hope he's at 10 and then the Cowboys still go corner just so I could see like the light leave your eyes.
The video reaction will be fantastic.
It'll be fantastic. You'll get a ton of views.
That's getting views. But I personally will be sad. But the video will do.
I just can't wait for the Jaguars to draft Kyle Pitts. Like after all this speculation, guys, we don't even need a quarterback. Like we've
got Minshew. Come on.
That would be so tight. So tight.
Like, I could photo shoot with Minshew. Nah.
Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase? Who do you take?
I take Pitts. I think he's more the generational talent there.
Pitts. Jamar could be like an OBJ, where it could be like depending on the team.
He gets hurt and then he gets traded?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be.
One more question before we wipe off. Have any of you seen that Alec Boehm play, by the way?
I have.
Yes. Do you think he was safe or not safe?
He was absolutely out. 100% unequivocally out. out. That was one of the worst
Isn't there like a
replay review
0.01%
processes I've ever seen.
that you can't see like the little part of a foot that was potentially down? They don't want to offend the umpires' egos. That's why they're doing that, man.
I think the replay system needs a lot of work. They need more cameras. They need like an overhead drone camera. They need to instruct the umpires where to stand, to give the replay a better view. And then they also need to be like the refs, where the refs now let plays go and happen, right? In football, because they don't know. They're like, all right, we'll just catch that on replay. The umpires in baseball, like, this is the replay world that we live in, where everything can be reviewed instantly. Everything can be reviewed instantly on the phone by everyone that sees it, and it has to be right. That's America now. It just has to be right. I will not accept that did not happen and that someone made a mistake. And that's me right now.
What I'm confused, so like I don't follow baseball at all, but like I heard about that, and then I saw the whole thing with the Mets guy leaning into the pitch, and like it just seemed asinine to me that like you could challenge if he got hit by it, but you couldn't challenge. We're doing like Hollywood Squares over here,
yes,
but you
I
couldn't
found out I
challenge
can do this, and now I'm kind of addicted to it.
like he's intentionally doing it. Like I don't understand like how that's good for the game. Like it was kind of like when we were doing like pass interference and like the NFL. Like it just seems like it's overly complicated. Like he obviously like leaned into it.
Because in baseball, there still needs to be the sacred aspect of judgment calls. Like that is like you can't just have robots making every call and then the human element of the game is just completely gone. There has to be some level of judgment, and that was a judgment call. And the only thing, like you said, that can be reviewed is whether the ball actually touched him. But in all essence of the spirit of the rule is that the umpire makes the decision there based off of what he saw.
You can't have robots making the call. I know who AI is taking out with their first move. Adam. And I say safe.
Nice knowing you guys.
Because Matt Holliday also safe.
Yeah, he did not even come close to the plate.
Also,
he came as close to the plate as I do wiping when my wife is in the bathroom. Like he just did not allow that to happen.
I feel like you have a fart fetish that we are suddenly going to figure out, and it's just going to be really awkward.
It's
I think that's what's going to end up happening here.
We're going to find a fart OnlyFans account that Adam has to donate the next time he wins.
Fart point vids.
Yes, a toilet wiping. Apparently that might be a fetish. I don't know. I don't follow that shit.
That's how we're going to end the show.
Yes, we are going to end the show because this has really got pretty bad. But in the meantime, though, I know we've had a bit of a show. Let's count up our unfortunate earnings. I did not do that well. I think I only made like 87, so I'm out of the clear. I no longer have to wear this Tim Brown jersey, and I'm saying it's Tim Brown. 5.
I got a tire $20 from Graf on T-Roll, and he just asked me, are you going to wear the A-Rod jersey? And I did.
Yes, he did. Question for Tom, from viewer newest. He sent in a 50. Hey, guys, Tom just had 4 teeth removed today with implants on the way, but you guys bring a smile to my face.
That's it, baby. I got 4 holes in my mouth right now still.
Oh. And thanks, Bengal, by the way, for checking in.
I don't know if I have any monetary donations, but I had like 10 to 15 people who subscribe to the Twitch.
Not bad.
2 months, go Sonics.
That's about like what, 5 a month or something like that. So we'll count that as 150.
50. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 50.
Fair enough.
That's fine. Tom.
Yep. I was making $19.96, and then Nathaniel came in and donated $100. So and then I think there's a $3. So $121.95 for the total. So I wonder who won this week.
Yes, I'm pointing maybe in the direction of the guy. Brandon, how much? How much did you make?
We had a wonderfully terrible terrible day over here at That's Good Sports, totaling $331 in the super chat.
Ooh, reel it in, baby. Reel it in.
There it is.
Yeah, baby.
100 coming from. Oh, where'd it go? Dang it! Oh no, I lost the $100 that I was going to read.
Viewer activity.
Viewer activity. Where is that?
Who are the Broncos' biggest rivals?
Probably
The
the
Chiefs.
Raiders or the Chiefs.
No,
Chiefs.
ladies
No,
and
no,
gentlemen.
no. I know who it is. I know
Winning.
who we have to get.
Ladies
I
and
know
gentlemen.
Drafting quarterbacks.
Tree, are you and I on the same page?
I think so. Does it involve a certain number 12?
Yes, it does. Yes, it
Yes.
does. It 100% does. And it's not even close. Like, it's not even remotely close. Brandon Perna's hatred for Tom Brady is honestly something that I marvel at. And to see him stewing in a Tom Brady jersey will just...
Oh, yeah.
Can we get the
I
Tom
had this
Brady?
doing this AB jersey.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have to do it too. People think I'm a bandwagoner. Okay.
It's got to be a Patriots
It's
jersey
got to be
too,
Patriots.
right?
No,
Yeah.
it's got to be Patriots.
Yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
a Patriots jersey.
Go.
A Super Bowl 40 or 50 Patriots jersey.
You know what's funny is like I thought,
We were your
buying
friend.
the jersey was like a really like a cop out sort of thing. Like, oh, who cares?
No.
But like coming to grips with the fact that I have to buy a Tom Brady jersey really does hurt. Like, there's nothing on earth I would want to spend money on less than that. Maybe something from like the TB12 method might be even worse.
Just the vitamins.
Bad
Because it
baby.
goes-
You have to do both. Both.
It goes straight to Brady's pocket.
I think you should have to get one of Tom Brady's like protein shakes and then drink that while wearing the Tom
Ooh.
Brady jersey and just being like that.
TB12 Sports.
Can you also please buy it exclusively from the Patriots website? Because
We can
they
do
get more
2
money
pounds of plant-based protein. Let's see what else we got here.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah, I
right.
think you need some.
Let's get some supplements here.
We might actually have to have him get this TB12 starter home gym kit. I think.
It's $1,600.
I wish there was something like an Alex Jones Super Male Vitality for TB12. I would get him that in a heartbeat.
Tree, what was your total, by the way? I think
My total
I
was
think-
like 87. I lost today, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy about that. I no longer have to wear this,
Bro, this
pile of
man
shame.
sells everything. You could get a vibrating pliability sphere. The heck?
Oh,
is
yeah.
that?
That
Those are
sounds
the
like vibrating. Yes, yes.
I made a video about how that his whole thing is a scam, and I saw those vibrating like foam rollers he sells for over $100. I was like,
Now I actually want you to buy that.
Yeah. I'll get that for the
Just
wife.
like use it mid-vid.
Hold on. I think something just came in. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Oh, yes.
What?
Yes.
The guy leaves the show he's hosting.
Oh, Doug just
Wow.
made it $50.
Wow.
Thanks,
This
Doug.
is a good time to ask, though. So, Scooter, you kind of touched on this in the powwow. Should we reduce this down to 4?
Oh yeah. So chat, we were thinking, what if we do 4 people instead? Have a rotating guest in case one of us has to do something. Do you like the 5, Power 5, or would you like to see 4 with the rotating? Make your choices.
I think
right
the
now.
fans also vote, and you are incredibly explicit in your criticism as to why you would not like to see this person on the show. Just be like, this person was honestly like, this was the Dexter finale of people. Like not the Lost finale, because that was actually pretty good.
Okay.
Early
looks like there's-
Returns has a lot of 5s, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's
Only-
fine. Okay.
I
we'll
want to
stick
say
with 5.
one thing.
I was just saying because, like, what maybe if one of us has an outing, we schedule.
I think
it
if somebody's
around the
got
outing.
something to do, yeah, that's
Yes.
totally fine.
I have one more
Oh.
thing before we leave.
Did your
I was
vibrating
waiting for
pillow
this
just
day.
arrive from Amazon?
Better-
Is that what happened?
Better than a vibrating pillow.
Yeah, it is. There we go.
Give me 1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ah,
Oh,
There
can we get
it
some
is.
Super Bowl
screenshots?
champion Tampa Bay.
Man,
Back-
if y'all don't
back
screenshot
years.
this right now and tweet it at him,
Mhm.
I don't even recognize him. He looks like
Yeah.
a different person.
I look terrible.
Looks like Jared Goff.
Somebody kill me.
Uh-huh.
hold on, pose for the camera real
Wow.
quick.
Like I look like the bastard child of Bruce Arians right
How
now.
do you screenshot
you
on a
do.
Windows?
Somebody
Chat,
kill me.
how do you screenshot on Windows?
Jeez.
I don't
I already
know.
got
Here,
it.
I'll screenshot it for you.
I got it. I
Well-
got him smiling too.
Well, let's call this a show. In the meantime, I've suffered severe humiliation.
Hold on, smile
Brandon,
real
we look forward to your humiliation next time. But on behalf of my fat self, Mr. 5 Points, Scoots McGroots, Tom Grossi, who apparently is here every 1 week or back, and that salty Broncos fan who is going to be enjoying some TB12 goodness of the vibrating variety. And by the way, this is a Tim Brown jersey, not an Antonio Brown jersey. So I can pretend I can wear this in style. I love the early 2000s Buccaneers. But in the meantime, from all of us at Clickbait Sports, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Bye.
And I will never wear this again. I am burning it right away.